Thursday morning. You might be wondering why I'm making this. So I am filming this video as a part of something I am doing with students from the Storytelling Nonprofit Masterclass. We have been talking a lot about video storytelling recently, and we decided to challenge ourselves to trying new types of video storytelling. So here I am today doing this with all of you. So I decided to vlog one of my work days and just show you a little bit about what I do on a daily basis as a consultant and a trainer. So it is currently 8:15 on Thursday, and I am drinking my tea and I'm about to get to work. I have a lot of research and writing to do this morning, so I'm going to be doing that today. I am currently working on planning and figuring out our editorial calendar for October. Yes, I said October. It is August. I'm going on vacation next month, and also just trying to get ahead of content, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. So that's happening today, doing quite a bit of writing for one of our clients, and I've got some phone calls this morning. So that's about it. I will bring you along for some of that. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I thought I would quickly just talk about my editorial planning process. So this is specific to my YouTube videos. So I have a running list of ideas here. I also, and I'll just show you on my computer too, I have a running list in Trello as well. Maybe you can see that. There we go. So we keep ideas in a couple of different places. I use Trello to organize a lot of things like scripting videos and stuff like that, so it has a really good purpose for me. But I also like having my planner as well. I use my bullet journal to keep track of a lot of things. So I have the video ideas, so that's something I've been trying to flush out this morning. The other thing I keep track of on this page is playlists that we have going on YouTube on our channel, just to think about sort of continuity of content and making sure that there's continuous content series for those sort of things. So that's really helpful for me just to remember that I have these, and I also write down other ideas too as they come. And then the last piece is I also have a content calendar in one of my spreads. So this is just kind of an overview of October. It's a little messy at the moment. There's a lot of post-it notes happening here. But I just kind of jot down where I think the ideas are going to be. This is a series I'm doing on year-end giving. So that's happening. And then I also on Thursdays usually post different tutorials and other things. So I've got those on here as well. And again, as much as I like using Trello and it's really good for me for a lot of things, I do really like having just a big overview of one month. And I sometimes find that's hard to get in Trello the way that I want it. So that's why I have this kind of layered content calendar on paper as well as on my Trello boards as well. So that's just kind of a quick overview of my content planning and what I've been working on. Hey, so I'm back. It is after lunchtime now. I have done a lot of things this morning. So I did a bunch of research and editorial planning for the Storytelling Nonprofit content, some of which you're watching now. I spent some time doing some research for a client that I do a good amount of ghost copywriting for, which was fun. I had a call with a AFP chapter about doing a keynote for their National Philanthropy Day. I'm not totally sure that's going to happen, but I'm excited to think about what I could talk about for them at a keynote. I have a lot of ideas about this, and it's a bit of a different audience than I normally would speak to. It's not just fundraisers exclusively. It's going to be donors and community members and people who are there celebrating National Philanthropy Day, which is really exciting. And so I want it to be more of a story-based keynote. And so I'm going through my own process, a process I teach all of you in my work, how to figure out what personal story I want to tell in this speech. I'm sure, I was thinking about what I filmed this morning. I'm sure a lot of you, or some of you, may have questions about how I editorial plan and then kind of my approach to content. And it's changed a lot. And I think I come back to this adage that I have about storytelling as well, that I'm sure I've shared with many of you over the years, which is that you should not tell a story just for the sake of telling a story. And I take the same approach to content, whether it's, videos or blog posts or things like that. I don't just want to produce content for the sake of producing content. It has to have a purpose and there has to be some kind of strategy behind it. And that's really important to me. That's something that I lean into quite a bit when I'm figuring these things out. And it's something that I feel like I harp on all the time with our communications clients, which is that they don't just have to put out updates all the time. They can strategically create great content and distribute it and have a distribution strategy, which is really important. And it doesn't have to just be like any old update. It can be something that's meaningful about their organization's expertise. It could be an opinion they have about something that's going on. That's something I come back to. I think it's really important for organizations to think about. And it's something I'm pretty sure not enough organizations put that kind of thought into. And the content and communications landscape is changing. It's changing rapidly. And I feel like even for me as someone who has been a content creator and a blogger since 2011, and even before that, for a long time now, I've seen so much change in the digital landscape. And so I think I'm doing my best to keep up with that. And it's hard. It's hard to keep up with it sometimes, but here we are. So in the meantime, I am getting ready for the second half of my day. I'm about to teach a webinar. I'm getting together with the women from the Fundraising Sisterhood, which is a small membership community I organize and orchestrate for women in fundraising. And we're getting together today for our monthly webinar. We're going to be talking about donor surveys. And then I don't know what I'm going to get up to for the rest of the day. I mean, I have some plans in my calendar. I am an aggressive calendar blocker in terms of how I manage my schedule. It's the thing that helps me stay organized and move from like project planning to actually like implementing and getting stuff done and just getting those things done and see where that takes me. So what types of communications and stories would they like to hear from you? Yeah, I think that that's a really good objective for a survey, and that one makes a ton of sense given that you want to kind of focus on improving donor communications. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great one. And there's probably a lot of natural questions you could ask to kind of extrapolate some information. And this again is a really important piece that I think is sometimes overlooked in the whole process of figuring out how to get best results from a donor survey. So you, as I said, earlier on in this process, you've probably thought about whether or not you want to do a digital or a paper survey to the donors. And that's really going to impact how you choose to market this thing and how you choose to get it out in front of donors and hopefully get a decent response rate. Alright friends, so I think this is where I'm going to end my vlog for the day, but I hope you've enjoyed this and I hope you've enjoyed coming along on this process with me. I think I'm going to post this on my YouTube channel. In fact, you may be watching it here right now. So if you are, let me know if you've enjoyed this. I know this is different from kind of the typical tutorials and other videos I post, and so I'd be really curious to see if you guys are interested in this. I'd be happy to do other videos like this and bring you along when I go on speaking engagements and things like that and give you more of a behind the scenes look of what's happening in my business and life. So I hope you have a great rest of the day, and thanks so much for watching.